Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of Masters of the Universe Masterverse, Princess of Power, Grizzlor, Frosta, and Shadow Weaver. All three of them were from the original series, back when they came out, I think the late 80s, early 90s. I don't think they went in the 90s. I didn't get any of these figures when I was a kid. I was on my way out of Masters of the Universe. At that point, you know you're out on your way out of a toy line when essentially a whole wave of it will come out and you'll only connect with maybe one character. And then after that, maybe no characters, and then maybe another character. And you're like, I've gotten everything that I'm going to get from this collection, so I'm kind of out. But then the She-Ra series from Netflix came out, and it was amazing. And these are not those figures. These are not figures represented by the cartoon from Netflix, though I super wish they were. I would love figures from that She-Ra series, but they still have those kind of figures that reflect those original characters. So I didn't get She-Ra the first time, and I got the Super 7 versions, and I got the Origins version, so I'm replacing everything kind of one by one. And Grizzlor, Frosta, and Shadow Weaver are big characters in She-Ra lore, and I thought I would get all of them. That may be not the case going forward. Some of the stuff, certainly I'm not getting, pig head and things like that, but, and a Spout Scout, or whoever it is that just went up on Mattel Creations. Definitely not getting him. I don't know who he is, and I don't remember him at all. I don't have an emotional attachment to him. So, but these three, I know they're counterparts from the Netflix cartoon, if not from the original cartoon, which I only saw a couple episodes of when I was a kid. So, I am anxious to add these to the collection. These are really cool characters. They're really cool figures. But they all have the identifier, Grizzlor, hairy henchman of the evil horde. And of course they all have the side art. That is Grizzlor's side art. And then there's a different piece of art right here on the back, which is very cool. Frosta has, of course, her name on one side. And then artwork, which is really nice on the other side. And then a completely different version of the artwork here on the side as well. Is that like I think that's a little He-Man she's holding up. I don't think the Princess of Power ever ran into the regular Masters of the Universe cast. I'm not sure. I know there was that crossover where She-Ra and He-Man met in a movie theater. By movie theater, I mean it was in a movie that played on a big screen at one time. This Shadow Weaver, and this is a cooler portrait. Of course, I'm not getting down here. I'm not getting pig head. I got Sorceress and Manny Faces, and I reviewed them in another video. I got Merman, and of course, this is Grizzlor, Buzz Off, and Faker, which I also did. Let me see if Frosta has something on the back also. And okay, I've got all of these. So I guess the only one that I'm not getting from any of these is Pighead, because I don't know who that is, and I don't have any attachment to him one way or the other. So that is what the figures look like in the box. Very cool in the box. I like Grizzlor's fuzzy thing. I think, was he flocked when he first came out or something? Maybe, but it looks really cool. So let's get them out of the box. Let's see what we think of them in person. All right, now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look at Masters of the Universe Masterverse, Princess of Power, Shadow Weaver, Frosta, and Grizzlor. Starting with Shadow Weaver. Shadow Weaver is green. I don't remember if the green is normal. I think in the cartoon she was pale, or maybe completely covered, and it seemed like it was all drenched in black, maybe, but I don't have any sort of frame of reference. I don't clearly remember Shadow Weaver. the cape is doesn't hang down very well. It's sort of, I guess there's a little thing here that sort of holds it shut. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cut that and sort of let it drape free, or if I'm supposed to leave it like that so that it folds like this and sort of keeps that appearance. So I'm not sure if I should cut that or not. I feel like I shouldn't cut that loose. Like it should just hang sort of like that. It hangs really well here. It doesn't have loops. Like some of the capes in the Masterverse line have loops you can wrap around the arm to really have that cape display well, but not on Shadow Weaver. It's a really good, so I can't comment on the likeness of at least Shadow Weaver. Grizzlor looks fantastic, and Frosta looks fantastic, but I just can't remember. Maybe it was the Netflix cartoon so radically changes her color palette or her appearance, because, you know, she appeared sort of human, and then she kind of appeared like this. So I can't remember. The staff is really cool. Has the light green, which is a little bit different from this green. And it's a nice contrast. It's nice that it's not all one color. It kind of gives it a point of difference. The Horde belt is the only thing that's kind of different about here. The scarf is a little bit of a darker red. The face on the thing may be a little bit different from the rest of the uniform. The arms definitely are a little bit deeper of that magenta, and then comes down, and it's real subtle. It's not very obvious. It looks better back here where you can see it's darker here, but then it's a little bit maybe darker on the head than it is on the shoulders. But that'll be up to you guys to see if that's a point of difference or not. There's under her uniform, there is a kind of a bend, and I feel like the bend is here, and there's a bend. Okay, there's a bend here, and it feels like there's one bend further up. And then her torso has kind of a rocker, but doesn't rock very much. So there's not a lot there. And then, of course, she has an articulated stand, which, you know, you can bend that forward or backwards, so she can get into really sort of extreme angles. Let's do like horror movie version of Shadow Weaver. We can lean her to the side. There she goes. She's on the side. Ha! I'm popping out of a doorway and I'm saying hello. Ha ha. Because that's cool. So you can display her however you want. You can also put the post on her, and you can sort of go, okay, well, this goes over here, and that's a little off center. So I'm just going to give her a little half turn, and then there, she's dead center. So the flight stand is really cool. Gives her a little bit of height so that she's maybe Frosta's size or Grizzlor's size. Not really Grizzlor's size, but Frosta's size. And it gives her that, you know, she's floating. She's floating above the floor kind of look. I like that dark thing. If you pose her with like a black background in this, you might not see that very well. It might very well look like she was floating. But it's very cool. And she has her accessories, an extra grabby hand and an extra expressive hand. She already has one expressive and one grabby hand in her hands right now. She also comes with a fireball where she can put one of these on her fist as though she's throwing the fireball, or she's casting the fireball. As for Frosta, she has this frost wand. I'm going to call it a frost wand. I don't know what it is. But the frost wand, let me let go of her. I thought in the package it was kind of a globe, but it's just it's kind of a half thing, and you can spin it. That's pretty cool. I don't remember if there was any effect from spinning it, like maybe ice chunks came out of it or something. I don't remember the cartoon that well, but it's a really cool accessory. It goes all the way to the ground. That's with it on the ground. It reaches her hand, and it's just about as tall as she is. It's a really cool staff, but she's a princess, and she should have a staff, I think. Like, not just a staff of servants, but a staff of cool frost casting coolness. That was a weird sentence. She also has this power effect, which is not see-through at all, which is kind of something that most ice effects are, is they're transparent. And you see it starts out solid and gets a little bit transparent toward the end, where it kind of goes bright white to sort of a real light blue to a little bit of a translucent blue tinge, which is very cool. The fist goes right in there, or the hand, and then she can hold on to that, and you can kind of position that any way you want to on her hand. It doesn't have a specific kind of notch or anything, so it doesn't only just go in one way. She's also got two gesturing hands. Right in her hand now I have a grippy hand and another grippy hand, and these two are gesturing hands, which she probably uses to rule whatever the land is, the Frosta land? I don't know. Frosta land. You do this and you do this. Wait, we belong to the same person. Let's do it together. Sorry, that was weird. Frosta herself looks like the original mostly, and it looks like but she has been updated. I don't specifically know. I saw a picture of her before I started, and I thought, oh, that's very close to the thing. But I like the uniform. I like the dark blues. I like the kind of light blue belt. The bright whites of the uniform that conform to the bright white of the ice, which is very appropriate. The cape hangs on one side, which is on purpose, not an accident. I didn't mess up the cape or anything. That's just how it comes. Nice blue curtain of hair, which is very appropriate for the cartoon and the original figure. The face is really nice. It's I don't know if that closely resembles the cartoon or not, but it is a nice it's a nice portrait. So it's a nice portrait of Frosta. It's a nice uniform. I like the way the cape hangs off of her. She's got the blue jewel in the middle of her uniform. And yeah, it's just a really nice figure. As for Grizzlor, he's very classic. It's got the cool fuzz, the cool features, the arms, the legs, the paint work. It's really nice. The Horde logo, deep red on all of the parts that he has it on. The black bracers, the brown uniform with the black belt and the black straps that hold it on. He's even got a cool scabbard in the back for the axe. I think it might have been a repurposed harness. That's definitely a sword hole, but an axe will fit because I have made his axe fit. And so I know this to be true. That was weird. Nice sculpting on the legs. A lot of nice details. No wash to sort of bring out the details, but they're there. They're really cool. And they're good to go. As far as details go, that's a weird. So they're good to go. Well, good to go where? I ran out of things to say. I don't know. So let's go over the accessories. First, he's got this cool crossbow, which I think, can you pull this back at all? No, it doesn't slide back or anything. It's like a firebolt. It's really cool. It's got a little kind of dragon head or an alligator head. I'm going to say that's like an alligator head. Some of you are going, there's a crocodile head. I don't know. I don't know the difference between them. I don't know my dinosaurs that well. Clips onto his arm, and he uses it to throw fire-breathing bolts at people. I don't know that that's true. As for the axe, the cartoons were very sanitized. Nobody ever got hit by anything. Okay, so there's a Horde logo right on the axe. The axe has a little bit of wear to make it look like it's been in battle. Little scratches. The other side is the same, except with maybe different scratches. Yeah, different scratches on the back, and a Horde logo on the back as well. All one color, but it's got a lot of detail, a lot of rich detail. It's really cool. The hands that he has on right now are both grabby hands for his axe, and he could hold it in another hand, but he has kind of the claw hand, and he has just a fist, just a straight up fist. And that is the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Princess of Power figures Shadow Weaver, Frosta, and Grizzlor. They're great figures. They're reminiscent of the old figures. I didn't have them, but I gotta remember. There have been times when toy stores would kind of pop up, and they were secondhand toy stores that had vintage toys in them. It was before eBay and things like that, and I would see these figures, and I would think, where did these figures come? I don't remember ever seeing them at retail or anything. But I'd gotten a little bit older, and I probably wasn't in the toy aisle as much. I was probably playing more video games and going out with friends and stuff. But I saw these figures. I was like, these figures are awesome. What was my problem with these? And all these years later, I'm getting better versions of them. I know that we love the vintage figures because we had them as a kid. But having these re-release figures and having them sort of plussed up and sort of, I won't say improved, but I'll say that more articulation's been added, more sculpting has been added, has been nothing but fun to have. So these three are great. They're going into the collection, and until next time, enjoy your toys.